Today, my stock account has earned $2,240. Mr. Powell's hawkish stance weighed on the market. So let's first take a look at my account. Right now, the net asset of my account is $69,821.71. Today's PO is $2,313 of a gain, which is a gain of 3.43%. Today, the United Natural Gas rose to 7.55, which is a gain of 5.3% and decreased for 0.02 or 0.26% in the post market. SQQ also rose for 3.09%, rising to $20.02. Dow Jones Industrial Average closed down 0.565%, Nasdaq Composite closed down 1.01%, and S&P 500 closed down 0.77%. The auto manufacturers closed down 2.61%, leading the loss. U.S. stocks closed lower on Friday, with all three major indexes ending a week-long streak of gains. Investors are still assessing the Fed's monetary policy outlook after Fed Chairman Colin Powell showed a hawkish stance this week. The U.S. stocks struggled this week, with all three major indexes record weeks of gains. Dow fell 1.67% in the week, ending 3-week winning streak. Nasdaq fell 1.44%, S&P 500 fell 1.39%. This week, the market focused closely on the Fed's monetary policy stance and outlook. Analysts say Fed Chairman Jerome Powell is quite hawkish, preferring further interest rate and does not see rate cuts anytime soon. AXS Investment Chief Executive Greg Visok said, investors are clearly showing renewed concern about the U.S. recession and the global recession. Inflation remains high and the Fed policy will certainly remain the focus of investors. U.S. stocks market have been under pressure since the Fed jumped raising rates last week. In congressional testimony on Wednesday and Thursday, Fed Chairman Colin Powell said they expect interest rates once or twice more this year. Mr. Powell reiterated that the Fed is likely to raise interest rates further in the future because U.S. inflation is much higher than it should be. He also explained that inflationary pressures in the U.S. remain high and that there is a long way to go to fight inflation back to 2%. In his testimony to the Senate Banking Committee on Thursday, Mr. Powell said policymakers see another rate hike this year, even if rates rise to be restricted areas could require 2 more times. A drop in the U.S. inflation to 2% is crucial to keep the economy healthy in the long term. When it comes to rate cuts, Powell thinks that it has to wait until officials are more confident about inflation returning to the 2% target, but that won't happen too soon. Fed Governor Boris Bowman also made hawkish comments that further policy interest rate rises are needed to reach enough limits and control inflation. It remains unacceptably high, so further rate increases are needed. Richmond Fed President James Morgan said on Thursday that while inflation fell from its peak, U.S. inflation remained too high. If inflation does not move towards its target, it will be pleased with future rate hikes. Atlanta Fed President David Bostic said on Friday that he saw no risk factors in the economy. Inflation remains too high, and reducing inflation is a top priority. The Fed is trying to bring the economy back into supply and demand. The Fed has some room before the mission conflicts with the ultimate goal. The Fed is trying to minimize the market disruption when tackling inflation. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said on Thursday that the risk of a U.S. recession is decreasing and that slower consumer spending could be the price of completing the action to contain inflation. On the possibility of a recession, Ms. Yellen said, if anything, I think the possibility of a recession has decreased because the labor market is showing resilience and inflation is falling. I wouldn't say that there is no risk because the Fed is tightening policy. That's all I have for today. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next episode.